welcome everybody. It's Technical Proof. We're back yet again with another very special episode. Our whole strategy for marketing is to accidentally go live on social platforms, and we don't mean to. So that's just how we're doing it over here. Having a good time this spring. The weather's beautiful out, although we did just have some crazy snowstorms. It snowed. It was nice, and then it snowed crazy, and I got stuck in a snowstorm and had to sleep in a shipping container with my dog. Luckily, I had some propane heaters, and we survived the night. But it was all good. We're
it was
celebrating.
Your shipping container, right? You didn't just find a shipping container and sleep in it,
right? Yeah. Luckily enough, I made it to my own shipping container in the woods, and yeah, had a nice little Unabomber night by myself. It was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty carpenter chic or lumberjack chic, it was nice. But yeah, now we're here with Technical Proof. We have a very special episode. We're talking about AI tools. We're talking about some brand new features we just launched with Vimeo, as well as some other creative stuff that we do on the side, creating videos, creating music, creating cool artistic works. There's lots of stuff out there. And we are preparing for the final summer of humanity without AI taking over. So get ready, everybody. This is it. This is all you get. You get one more summer to enjoy with your friends and family. So, get out there and barbecue, go to the lake, go to the river, go to the pool. I don't know what do East Coast people do during the summer? I have no idea. Do they hang out on the stoop or like what do they do?
They go to the shore, right? The Jersey Shore.
Okay. All right. I guess that's what they do. Sounds kind of gross to me, but hey, on the West Coast, we have lakes and rivers and streams and, all this beautiful scenery around us. So that's what we're going to be doing.
New York and hike.
Right. All right. Well, yeah. What do you got going on this summer? Anything planned?
Yeah, nothing like here? Too crazy right now. It's just going to be us bopping around in the, there's so many lakes and like nature, like where we live, like close by. So we'll get some lake days. We'll get some river days. We might head up to Seattle, see my sister, something like that, something chill. But my son is 15. He might be getting a job, and then we'll really be stuck here.
Wow. What kind of job is he going to get?
Yeah. He's trying to get a job at Dick's Sporting Goods or McDonald's.
Oh, cool. I would prefer Dick's over there. I like Dick's.
Maybe,
they have a lot of good stuff.
Maybe Albertsons. There's like a grocery store down. He could walk to that.
I wonder if they give you a discount.
Hopefully.
Employee discount, maybe? That'd be nice. Get a loaf of bread here and there. That'd be pretty sweet. All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick off the episode. We're going to start with Phil. We're talking to him about some AI stuff, and then we'll get into more AI tooling later.
Today on Technical Proof, Ben and Adam have a chat with AI product leader Phil Worthington. Phil is a next-level product master who blazes trails all day making cool video AI features, while at the same time making playful concepts a reality through his interactive artwork. The guys are super stoked to talk to Phil again and learn from his insights into this interesting product area, as well as his take on AI versus aliens.
All right, welcome everybody. We're back with Tech Proof, and we are here with our very prestigious guest, Phil Worthington. We're talking about AI stuff today. This world that we live in right now is moving very fast with AI. It's not just Vimeo. It's every single tech company out there. They're releasing some type of like AI functionality. And we are amongst that ilk, releasing really cool stuff. So we just wanted to talk with you a minute about the stuff that we've recently released. Phil, thank you so much for joining us, my man. We'll go ahead and flip to our slides here.
Okay.
So basically, there's a couple high-level features. I'll just kind of like give them a real high intro, and then you can sort of like give us more details. But we released some really cool functionality where you can get video details, chapters, highlights, and Q&A. Let's take a look. So these are the recent features that we've released. You want to just tell us a little bit about the journey and what, like, first of all, what these things are, and a little bit about the journey getting them released. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe it's worth rewinding a little bit, or a lot even, and just sort of the strategy we have at Vimeo is to become a one-stop shop. We want to bring a lot of different functionality to Vimeo. Some of it we're going to build, some of it we're going to integrate with other people. So the stuff you're seeing now is sort of the result of the last quarter or 2 quarters even, focused on sort of knowledge sharing. So extracting information within videos and, making it useful for people. So, I won't talk about the video details and chapters, but they were the first step in that. The highlight reels are basically the ability to take something long form and extract the good bits and make it short form. So you might have a 3-hour meeting that you want a 5-minute recap of, and that's what that feature does. It'll generate a recap, and it'll also generate a few moments that are sort of key moments from that video. And I guess it's, this feature's kind of an MVP towards, eventually we want to get into the space of generating derivative videos for social. I don't think this fully ticks those boxes yet, but it's an MVP in that direction.
Yeah, to be fair, I think a lot of the AI stuff is MVP. I feel like in general, people kind of understand that because it's just such a new world. And, there's always, like I said, there's all these tech companies releasing these AI features, and you really don't know what to expect. It could be like profound, or it could be like, that's all right, or somewhere in the middle. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a general understanding that like everything we're doing in the technology world is sort of an MVP. So yeah, it's totally understandable, and it's still pretty incredible. Anything that saves like creators time or like energy, I think is super valuable. So, I mean, I personally love the video details and the chaptering. I think we could always make improvements to that. Like I've seen different video tools out there that give you like title and description that's like almost too long. I think ours is like kind of right on target. I don't know what the character like rules are, or if there are any, but I found that to be hugely useful because we create these videos and stuff like that, and we put all the energy into the actual content, and then like giving it a title, sometimes you just like sort of draw a blank. You're like, well, it's kind of about this, and you've already spent the creative energy making the video, and like sometimes you just don't know what to write about it. So I personally love those things. Yeah,
I mean, the early results. I mean, look, traction is still, we're pretty nascent, right? It's a small user group using these things, but of the people who do use these features, so far the numbers tell us that about 60% of the ones that open the button do something, and then about 50% save the video. So 5/6 of the people who get a result save the result. So I guess the data tells us that people are liking the result. I think we have a top of funnel issue, like get more people in there. But once they are in there, the results tend to be used. So far so good. Obviously room for improvement.
How have we released this to people, and like which user groups can actually like access these like AI features at the moment?
So most of it's in advanced and premium. So the video details and chapters are in advanced and premium. The Q&A is in advanced and premium for the creators, but really it's a viewer feature. So basically Q&A for viewers and highlights are enterprise features.
Gotcha.
And
did you say Q&A viewers and highlights are enterprise features?
Enterprise. Yeah. It's kind of a difficult. The Q&A is sort of tricky because you can use Q&A as a creator in premium tier. You just can't share that with your viewers unless you're in advanced. And look, this is, by the way, a problem that we're going to have coming at us really fast during 2024, which is like we're going to integrate with all these different things, and they cost crazy variant amounts. Like it costs us I think it costs us like 0.2 of a cent to generate one of those summaries, but it costs us like 30 cents a minute to generate one of those translations, which is coming up soon. And it's going to cost, dollars to generate videos. So like we've got this hugely variant price point. And so at some point this year, we're going to have to develop some kind of metering credit type system, which hopefully net result will be that all this AI functionality can come down the tiers actually. But for now, it's fairly high, enterprise and advanced.
How did you decide to focus on knowledge sharing as the first thing that you wanted to tackle? And like, what are you learning about those tools that are out there about and like playing into your build versus buy decisions?
Yeah, I mean, knowledge sharing was sort of the focus of the org when we began this work, last year. We've obviously shifted towards the marketers now, and we'll be shifting our focus in terms of feature set towards marketers as well. So, we try and follow the sort of organizational focus to decide where to put our energy. And the team is fairly small still, so we can't do too many things in parallel.
Yeah, the other tricky thing that we have to work out is like there is a cost thing, right? Like even if you're just a regular user of like OpenAI or something, you get to the point where like if you're using it at scale, it does cost you something to like run this engine. Yeah. And it's good to hear that that there's so much adoption of the video details, because I think a lot of times what happens is people will use an AI tool and they'll get a result and like not be that happy with it. So there's a lot of like spinning of your wheels of these tools where like you'll try a bunch of stuff, there's cost associated with that, and then it's not actually useful. So it's a really tricky thing to kind of like balance that with like our paid customers and stuff like that. So it's good to hear that we're thinking about that.
Yeah, and then you have to optimize as well. Like the highlights, for instance, they cost over $1 to create. I think it's like $1.65 right now. So we're working to see if we can make that cheaper by moving, for instance, from GPT-4, which is a very expensive model, to GPT 3.5, which is much cheaper. It's very subjective testing the results. We're probably going to have to do a big A/B test, before we release that. But yeah, that's all the sort of background work that you don't see, which is, we release something and then we have this whole optimization process afterwards.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask about, it seems like Adam was talking about how there's so many new businesses out there in general, old businesses of any age, who are adding AI functionality into their product. But from what I can tell, it's a really short list of vendors like OpenAI or whoever else that are providing these tools. Like, is there really a lot of flexibility for someone integrating one of those things to be innovative and coming up with novel implementations of like the same tools? Or are we going to get to a thing where like everybody has kind of like the same features because they are using the same third party?
It's tough. And I think a lot of the answer to that is driven by the cost. I think Gemini, as an example, which is a large language model that competes with GPT, costs $200 million to train. So, what startup has access to those kind of funds or GPUs? So I think what you're going to see is a bit of a consolidation. So right now, we're working with OpenAI. We work with Rev for transcription. We're talking to a company called 11 Labs to help us with translation. We're talking to NVIDIA to help us with enhancement of videos. But we're also talking to Amazon Bedrock, Google, Microsoft Azure, and these big players are building sort of consolidated libraries. And so, I think you'll see it'll become harder for the small players actually, as these big giants build collections of models that you can tap into.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of opportunity, though. I mean, it is a really weird space. It feels like there's obviously a lot of growth. All the big tech companies have some type of like AI foundational models that people can use, but I do think there's a lot of room for specialization. So like in our world, like editing video and creating highlights is something that's like super valuable and is really specific. So like if you're creating a highlight for a promo for a podcast, for example, it's totally different than creating a highlight for like an hour-long meeting where you're talking about like strategy and stuff like that. It's like just kind of like you have sort of like different level requirements around like the hype of it and stuff. And one of the other tools that we use Opus a lot here to like produce little like highlight clips with burned in captions and stuff like that is like very specific, and it's not like you don't have like the huge tech companies out there that are necessarily narrowed in on that one specific use case. They're more like building these broad platforms that you can get some type of like AI benefit when you build them into other products. So I don't know. I feel like we're just going to see a lot of changes and a lot of like people moving fast and some people moving slow. And it's just a really chaotic space kind of to like sort of try to figure out. Another space that is super interesting is like the dubbing. Ben actually pointed out. Ben was the first one to like make some videos of me speaking like different languages, like French and Spanish and stuff. I know a little Spanish, but like some of the early demos he made, I was just like totally blown away because it's using my voice and transcribing it into a whole different thing. And that's another really interesting category that I imagine there'd be a lot of growth. I mean, when you can make a single video and then dub that out and reach a whole new, broader global audience, that's like a really powerful tool for enterprises, just communicating with international employees, but also just like creators who otherwise wouldn't be able to do that. Now they can sort of like open it up. So yeah, there's a lot of growth potential here. We're super excited about it.
Yeah, I think stuff like Opus, like it's kind of like what you said. It's the application layer on top of the models, right? So half of what Opus do actually isn't AI. It's all the embellishments that go around the video.
Yeah,
they do a really good job at relaying out videos to be portrait. They do a really good job at animated captions on top of the video. They have a very simple text-based editor. So the package is good. That's the application layer. Sure, foundational AI underneath, I don't know 100%, but I bet it, primarily, language model based on top of a transcript, I would imagine. And dubbing, 100% agree also. I mean, Adam, in particular, we're talking to 11 Labs to try and enable that on our platform. But that's also another area that, so 11 Labs are kind of the, de facto market leader right now in point solutions, but we're also seeing stuff coming out of those three big giants. So that landscape is going to change, I think, during this year.
Yeah, I think the one big piece of work I think that Vimeo is going to have to do is around the player, because right now when you generate a second version of the audio, you can upload that as an alternate audio, but if we generate a new video with spoken audio, the player doesn't have a structure around like choosing another audio version at the moment when it's rendering a new language. So we'll have to build in some kind of like logic for that or structure to like manage that at some point, because we don't currently.
Well, what we're planning to do is to integrate with, so the player today can support multiple text tracks, so subtitles, and multiple audio tracks. So we're planning to integrate with those two mechanisms. So you'll have a video with, let's say, 3 languages, and those same 3 languages will exist as subtitle tracks. What we don't have yet in the player is ability to have multiple video tracks. So if we did lip dubbing, we wouldn't have a good place to put it. Which is kind of why we're not doing that just yet.
But I guess that's really cool. So I guess like it would be like the dubbed version as an audio track that you could select in the player, and then like the next iteration would be choosing one with like what do they call it? The lip sync correction, the lip sync,
lip reanimation, technically.
Lip reanimation, that's it. And another embellishment. I like that. That's really cool.
Hey, Phil, what are you hearing about like rules and regulations about AI touching your content or being involved in the creation process somehow, like, is there rules that we have to follow, or like we have to badge your content if it was modified or something?
It's a hot topic,
like
right? Yeah. I mean, there's lots going around the world on that subject right now. We're going to be badging your content. So if we generate something synthetic for you, or something synthetic that might mislead you, then we're going to badge it. So if we generate audio tracks, for instance, using the translation feature, we're going to mark them as AI generated. We're going to give users, like creators, a tool to self-identify if they upload AI gen videos. We don't yet have anything that is going to recognize that for you. But eventually, and look, I think directionally, yeah, we need to be honest about content that's got AI gen elements to it. So we're going to have that as part of the translation release this quarter.
Is there a way to identify it, like analyze a video and go, oh, this was AI generated?
Tricky, right? I mean, there is some watermarking, but whether that watermark is used or not is not under our control. And there are models actually developed to find synthetic content, but as fast as they evolve, the synthetic model creation evolves. So it's a cat and mouse game. I don't know if it'll ever be perfect.
Yeah. I don't think it'll ever be perfect either. I was at an Adobe conference last night, and one of the really cool things they demoed was like their tooling for, I guess you'd call it like content fingerprinting. They have a specific name for it. I can't remember it, but it's specifically for images though. So you can basically like screenshot an image of some artist or some unique work, and it'll tell you like who the artist was and like when it was created and when it was posted online and stuff like that. But it's very specific to images. So doing that for video has got to be like definitely at least 2x or 10x complicated because they're analyzing like so many frames. So like a snippet could be original content, and then a snippet could be like stolen or like dubbed or it gets really complicated. But I would be interested to see if Adobe could generate something like that where they do like video content fingerprinting that shows you if it's original or some like remastered version or something like that.
Yeah, but remember that always relies on the creator using a tool that creates that fingerprint. That fingerprint won't always be there. That's
sure.
I don't think it's impossible to create video fingerprints. I think that already exists actually. But yeah, again, it's just the reliability of it. Can you count on it?
Right. Cool stuff. Well, is there anything you want to talk about that's like a sneak peek or stuff that's coming in the future that you're interested in, that you'd like to roll into Vimeo, anything like that?
I mean, let's briefly mention what you got on the screen here. This is kind of exciting. It's it's not new because we've already used it as staff, but it's coming out in the player, and that's pretty cool. So very soon you'll be able to ask a Vimeo player, enterprise content only, okay? But you'll be able to ask a Vimeo player a question like right within the player. It can be embedded wherever you like. So that's pretty cool. And then during this quarter, we've got two exciting new initiatives. One is translation that we've spoken about, so that's audio dubbing and text translation, and the other one is enhancement. So that's going to be things like if we take a video like this, like a low fidelity video, we're going to be able to do things like correct your eyes, make the mic sound a bit better, do some little fixes basically.
Will users be able to batch process translations, or do they have to do it onesie twosie at a time?
That's a great question. Yeah, it's 3 at a time, and that's an artificial constraint. We've sort of put a constraint in there just to avoid people doing blanket translations of 50 languages that never get used. I think we're going to have to sort of observe user behavior and see how that UX evolves. Right now, there's no way to do batches on multiple videos.
Yeah, it'd be really cool if we could somehow enable like customers that like opt in or something, a way to do like have a specific folder where you like upload to that folder and then it automatically captions and translates, or if you could like rank order, like what are my most popular videos? Like what are the videos people are actually watching? And then maybe caption those ones and get some like additional exposure to that content or something like that would be really interesting.
Or even do it based on viewer demand, right? So if somebody selects a language that doesn't exist, generate it.
Oh, that's interesting.
That would be great. That would be
these
so
are all
cool.
great next steps. We can't begin like that. It's too we're already strapped for the amount of work we have to do, but B, it's also a less controllable sort of cost equation because you don't know how many people will ask for how much stuff. So you need to understand behavior a little bit further.
That would be really cool if there was a way in the player for a user to like choose a language, and if it's not available, they could like hit a request button or something, and then you could get some interesting info like that.
And actually, this Q&A feature, so it's worth mentioning, like right now, the way this Q&A is set up is that you as the creator have to sort of generate the Q&A. Once it's generated, others can use it, but we're changing the model a little bit so that the AI button will always be there, and the first person asking for the Q&A will actually initialize it automatically. So we're taking that approach really cool. With this feature as this is now a sort of second iteration of the feature.
Amazing. Love it. Lots of cool stuff coming from the AI team at Vimeo. Phil, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time. I know you're slammed. So thanks again, and we will see everyone soon. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Phil.
Bye. Appreciate you, Phil.
Hi, it's Ben, and we've been talking a lot lately about AI features, the new AI features we're coming out with, and one of the ones that I thought was really great, especially for increasing engagement, increasing knowledge sharing, making videos more useful to more people, was the Q&A feature. So what that lets us do is generate a Q&A about the video that we just watched. It analyzes the transcript, figures out what questions the video could answer, and gives that to you. But what's really nice is as the viewer, you can actually just ask a question and see what the video says. So I'll show you how to do that. Starting off on the management page of your video, just have to come down here to Vimeo AI. You can see I've already done generate chapter title details, generate description, tags, etc. Down here at the bottom, we can say generate Q&A for viewers. So I've already done this. It can take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. And so when you process your video, then you can see that it's listed out all these questions that it's thought of. And you can jump to the time and jump to the spot where they're talking about the answer to your question in the video. So how does an end user use this? Well, as Phil let us know, it is coming to the embedded player. So you'll have a little button down here in the corner, sort of like this transcript button. We can search here, but this will just, instead of searching, it's ask it a question. But instead, what we've got currently is this Vimeo AI button on the view page. So here we are, we're viewing. We're going to ask our video a question. Throw a question out there and let's see what it says. What is NVIDIA doing to promote AI? This video, by the way, is like an NVIDIA keynote. You can see it came up with this answer. Let's read it. NVIDIA is promoting AI by integrating real-time ray tracing and AI in computer graphics. So they're doing something with AI. And it's got some different spots, moments in the video that we could jump to and watch, see why that's important, see why it's relevant, and put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's trying to find the answer to a question. It's a 2-hour long meeting. Does it answer my question? you can ask, and you save yourself some time from having to watch the whole thing. So I like this feature. I think you should try it out. It's really cool.
Welcome to the Tech Talking Show with Adam Pastana and Ben Larson. Let's go. We discuss video tech, Vimeo, AI too, covering every topic. Anything is in view. Technology is our passion. We ain't no fools. From the latest gadgets to the aliens tools, paranormal experiences. We've got stories to tell, laughing and learning. It's a journey we delve. We're diving deep into the digital age, exploring the future, turning the page, talking about video, pushing the boundaries.
Hi, it's me again. Again, with this theme that we're kind of hanging out on with AI features, AI tools. Something that we've focused on at Vimeo is internal knowledge sharing. So we've got making description, adding chapters, things like that. But another area that we could focus on or do more with in the future is more generative, where we have AI actually making things for us, or maybe giving us tips, I don't know. So I thought I'd go out and test a couple tools that are out there, just using little freebie accounts to see, how good is it? What could we come up with? I think that what we've done so far is really useful. I think these types of things are more of a toy, but toys are out there to have fun with. So let's try it. This is called Suno.ai, Suno.com. What does it do? It makes songs. We like to make songs, so I thought I'd get it to make the podcast a theme song. So we just have to give it a prompt. Make a exciting intro theme song for the podcast. Well, let's give it some topics we talk about. Video, tech, Vimeo, AI. What else do we talk about? Aliens, paranormal, and laughs. See what it does. It doesn't take very long to actually make these things, surprisingly. Alright, what's this one?
Welcome to the Tech Talking Show with Adam Pastana and Ben Larson. Let's go. We discuss video tech, Vimeo, AI too, covering every topic. Anything is in view. Technology.
This is pretty good. I tried this on other ones and it wasn't this good, so it must have a good prompt. But I'll grab these songs. You can see the lyrics over here. They're pretty better than something I would probably come up with, especially in 30 seconds. But all right, so we got a song. One of these, I'll use one of these. And then let's make a video. We want to have an intro video. This is another tool called InVideo AI. And let's create a new one. Intro video. What are the vibe we want to go for? Give the video a vintage 80s retro vibe. Lots of bright colors and neon. Video game art. Feature the podcast. let's let it rip. So there's my little prompt. It's going to analyze my prompt, do its thing, come up with some frames. I noticed this one, I made another video with this one. It does use stock footage, just grabs random stock footage from places. So be fun to see what it comes up with. All right, so looks like we're done. I already like what I'm seeing here. Okay, let's give it a rip.
In a world where the extraordinary meets the Technical Proof podcast is your gateway.
This is like some guy talking about
neon-lit alleys of the 80s,
stuff.
video game video tech, and Vimeo syncs with the
and so yeah, with all these things, you have to like
Ghosts to Bigfoot.
keep writing prompts, like refine your prompt. I like this video.
Paranormal?
Ready to play?
Welcome to Technical Proof, where truth is stranger than fiction. Brad.
Nice. All right, so what I'm going to do now is take these two AI creations and sort of like maybe bring them into Vimeo Create, combine them, and then I'll let you see the finished thing after this clip. All right, so thanks for watching. Go out there, have some fun, find some of these weird AI tools, and let me know how it goes. Let me know if you find it good.
Welcome to the Tech Talking Show with Adam Pastana and Ben Larson. Let's go. We discuss video tech, Vimeo, AI too, covering every topic. Anything is in view. Technology is our passion. We ain't no fools, from the latest gadgets to the aliens tools, paranormal experiences. We got stories to tell, laughing and learning. It's a journey we delve. We're diving deep into the digital age, exploring the future, turning the page, talking about video, pushing the boundaries.
So I created a really cool animation. I primarily used Adobe Firefly to generate a lot of the images as part of that animation, and I thought it was so cool. I just wanted to like share this with people and just let you know that it's really easy for anybody to like go in and create a video, or even like use Adobe Firefly for modifying or generating new images. So there's a lot of generation tools out there. Adobe Firefly is one of the best I've seen. It's got specific features that we're going to go ahead and look at. So let's just go ahead and get started. Firefly.adobe.com is the landing page. It drops you on this nice looking landing page where you can get started. So I'm going to enter in this prompt section. I'm going to sort of recreate what I did earlier, where I've got a variation of my logo, and we're going to create an animation out of that. Okay, so first thing I'll do is just type in, I'm going to want to do a 3D rendering of my logo in space. Okay, something really simple. So I'll go ahead and generate. It's going to automatically generate just using sort of like random logo at first. So it actually took the prompt my and generated logo out of that. So what I want to do though is actually use a reference image, which it's amazing that Adobe can do this, because many of the tools out there don't have the ability to handle this. But here on the left hand panel, I can upload a reference image. This can be something that you draw yourself by hand and then take a picture of and upload as a JPEG or a PNG, or it can be like a digital file that you've got saved and ready to go. And I do have the rights for that, so I'm going to adjust the prompt. I want a 3D rendering of reference image in space, and I'll put with aliens. So it's going to take my simple made by TechProof logo and re-render it with a 3D image in space with aliens. We'll go ahead and go to the generate prompt. Okay, so that didn't appear to work very well. So I'm actually going to go down here. I want to redo this. I want to change that to a 16:9 landscape. I want to adjust my reference strength all the way up here, so it's the strongest correlation with my image. And I'm going to go ahead and try it again. There we go. Amazing. So it's given me like high res recreations of this logo and different variations of them. I absolutely love this. I don't have to do any graphic design myself other than the original image. It's sort of just regenerating these a version of this logo for me. So absolutely love that. You can do a couple different options here. If you do a photo, it'll do a more realistic photo version. If you do art, it'll give you sort of like artistic, cartoony, paint style content. Let's see what happens when we choose the photo option and regenerate. Okay, so this is actually kind of similar, but still gives me like a cool artistic version of it. If I scroll down here, I can upload an additional style reference. So if I want to replicate a logo or like an image or something and then have it in a particular style, I can do that. I can also choose from an existing library of styles. So say I want this like with a cloud style. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Very cool. Love that. We can also go in and have more granular control. So say if I wanted to do like add a bokeh effect and maybe make it more of like a painting style, we can generate that. Awesome. I'm gonna remove this pink cloud style and just see what happens here. Whoa, very cool. Really trippy. Love these images. So you can rate these, report, I guess. You can rate them up and down. One of the other things that I really love about this is a lot of the AI image generation tools have a version of this, but with Adobe Firefly, you can generate similar to an image. So if one pops up that you really like, you can do a preview of that and then regenerate, and it gives you kind of different versions of that. So obviously these aren't spelled correctly, but they have the same sort of stylistic elements. So that is pretty cool. You can also specify color and tone, lighting, camera angle, and stuff like that, all with very like manual, granular controls here. So really like that stuff. Let's try one more artistic version and see what it looks like. All right, and that one didn't turn out so well. Let's take another look here. Okay, so my reference image got removed. We'll go ahead and re-upload the reference image. And we'll generate. Very cool. It gives me some kind of cool results. Don't love these ones, but you know, this is something that you tinker with, and eventually you'll get pretty good results with just a little bit of testing. I want to transition now and just show you how I created this quick animation that I showed at the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to open up iMovie. All I did was drag and drop a bunch of these images all into iMovie. I set the duration for 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds. And then I added a little cross dissolve effect here. So let's take a look. I also added an audio track here down at the bottom. So as you can see, the artist brain really can come alive here. It's really easy to create cool animations. All you've got to do then is just save this as a video, upload it to Vimeo or whatever video platform you're using, and you can make this part of your artistic work. So I really love this. It was just so fun to play with and just come up with new ideas and new iterations on work that I've already done. So really cool stuff. Definitely go check it out. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.